Welcome to Wealth Chapters. Today, we're jumping into Benjamin Graham's masterpiece, The Intelligent Investor, to tackle a huge question. What's the real difference between investing and just gambling? We're going to use these slides to break down his core ideas so you can get some real clarity on how you approach your own financial future.
You know, the stock market is this incredible tool for building wealth, but let's be real. Sometimes it feels like a giant casino, right? You're getting hit with hot stock tips, you see these stories about people getting rich overnight, and the market is swinging all over the place. There's so much opportunity, but there's also a ton of risk, and it just leaves a lot of people totally confused. And that confusion really boils down to the single most important question you have to ask yourself before you put even $1 into the market. Are you actually investing, with a real thought-out plan? Or are you doing something else, just kind of hoping for a lucky break? The line can get really blurry, but figuring out which side you're on is without a doubt step number one.
Luckily, we're not flying blind here. We have a guide, the legendary Benjamin Graham. This is the guy who basically invented value investing and mentored Warren Buffett. He saw this exact same confusion decades ago, and in The Intelligent Investor, he didn't just give us a bunch of tips. Nope, he gave us a powerful, clear principle to cut right through all that noise. Okay, this sentence right here, this is everything. It is the absolute foundation of his entire philosophy. And it's not just some textbook definition. It's a rule. It's a filter you can run every decision through. Let's really break down what he's saying, because these few words can totally change the way you think about money. So, first off, an investment isn't just a whim or a hot tip. Graham calls it an operation, which makes it sound serious, right? Like a business venture? It has to start with thorough analysis. That means you've actually done the work. You understand what you're buying. Then it has to promise safety of principle. Notice that? Your number one goal isn't to get rich quick. It's to not lose your money. And finally, you're looking for an adequate return. Not a spectacular lottery win return, just a solid, satisfactory one. And Graham draws a hard line in the sand. He's crystal clear. If what you're doing doesn't meet all of those requirements, it is by definition speculation. Speculation is all about emotion. It's about hype. It's not about deep analysis. It doesn't care about safety. In fact, it embraces huge risks. And it's not looking for an adequate return. It's chasing those crazy, extraordinary profits. It's a gamble. Simple as that.
Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually use it? Well, Graham's definition isn't just a philosophy. It's a super practical tool. We can literally turn it into a simple 3-point checklist for every single financial move you think about making. So before you click buy, you stop and ask yourself these 3 things. Number 1, the analysis. Did I actually do my homework? Do I understand this business? Number 2, safety. Based on my research, how sure am I that I won't lose my initial investment? And 3, the return. Is the potential upside here realistic? Is it a fair trade for the risk I'm taking? Not amazing, not life-changing, just adequate. And here's the key. There's no middle ground. It's not 2 out of 3. An action has to pass all 3 of these tests to be called an investment. If you skip the research, if your money's at serious risk, or if you're just chasing a home run, you're speculating. And listen, that's not necessarily a bad thing, as long as you are completely honest with yourself that that's what you're doing. Now, knowing the definition is one thing, but actually living by it, well, that takes discipline, especially when the market is going crazy. So Graham also gave us some basic rules of the road to help an intelligent investor stay on the right path. These are really the core habits you need to build. First, don't mix your piles of money. Keep your serious investment money separate from your speculation money, that fun money that you can afford to lose. Second, you have to have the discipline to stick to your plan when everyone else is panicking or getting greedy. Third, you know this one, diversify. And finally, keep your expectations in check. Steady and reasonable wins the race. You see, what Graham is really teaching us is that an investor's worst enemy isn't a down market. It's themselves. It's our own emotions. The market is always going to do its thing. It'll go up, it'll go down. A disciplined framework is what protects you from yourself. As Graham said, your temperament is way more important than your IQ. So we've defined it, we've got a test for it, and we have the rules to live by. Now the choice really comes back to you. How are you going to handle your money?
The whole point of this isn't to say that speculating is bad or wrong. The point is to have clarity. When you know the difference, you can be intentional. You can decide to be a disciplined investor with 95% of your money. And hey, maybe you want to be a speculator with the other 5%. That's fine. The key is that you are making the choice consciously. You are in control.
So I want you to think about it. Look at your own portfolio, your own habits. When you make a move, are you running a disciplined operation? Is it based on analysis and safety? Or are you just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best? With Graham's framework, you can finally answer that question honestly. Because the real question isn't just about who you are today, it's about who you're going to choose to be tomorrow and every day after that.